think it's going to work today. So if you are here early, we are like 2 minutes early, and that's just to make sure that the Mevo camera is going to work. So I will do all my highs and hellos here in just a few minutes. I'm going to make sure that I can get on here so that I can see what you are saying. And I am thrilled to announce that we are back in the land of that we are back in the land of good Wi-Fi. So we should be good. Okay. So let me just make sure I can see everybody here. And when we're right at 8 o'clock, I'll say all my highs and hellos, and we are almost there. So I'll just go ahead. Hello and happy Sunday, everybody. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and we are finally back in the land of Wi-Fi, which I am so happy to be back into. Hello, Kathy. So I started just a couple of minutes early, so you're not late. If you're thinking, she started before 8, I did. I started before 8 to make sure that the Mevo camera was working, that the Wi-Fi was good. Hello, Elaine. And it's all good. So we had a wonderful time last week. Hello, Evie. We had a wonderful time last week, but I'm so glad to be back in the land of 5G Wi-Fi. Yeah, it is so awesome. So hello and happy Sunday, everybody. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, January the 17th. Hello, Kim, and hello, Katie. Happy Sunday. So happy to be back. 2 weeks seems like such a long time. I mean, it seems so long. And hello, Carol Lou, and hello, Marlene. I think I've got the microphone set up in a good spot today. Hello, Mary Ann. So y'all tell me, give me some thumbs ups or something. Tell me if it is all good today. Hello, Sherry from Connecticut. Sherry's at home in Connecticut. So let me know if everything is all good today, if it's all A-okay. I know y'all get really tired of choppy Wi-Fi and of bad microphone service and whatever. So hopefully we're all good today. And hello, Lisa. I'm already seeing a couple of thumbs ups. Hello, Vicky. So hopefully it is all good. Hello, Mindy from Charleston. Yeah, so Mindy, it was so good to see you today. Before we get started, hello, Bernice from Northeast Texas. And hello, Irma. It was good to see you today, too. So, people who were at the 2:30 Zoom meeting today, I'm going to run down your list really quick. Hello, Deborah. It was so good to see you all, Marlene. So today in the 2:30 Zoom meeting, hello, Lisa, 2:30 Zoom meeting here in Knoxville. And hello, Marianne. Thank you, Marianne. I saw Myrna, Sandy with a Y, Karen, Sherry, Donna, Janet, Mindy, Sandy with an I. Hello, Myrna. That's the second time I've seen you today. And thank you, Katie. Let's see, Sandy with an I, Jackie, Debbie, Orlando Debbie, Christine, Amy, Roberta, Lynn, Jill, Trish, Irma, Melinda, and Barbara. Did I get everybody? And if you did not join us today at 2:30, that is Gwen's meeting. It's her workshop that she does over on Connect, and we do it through Zoom. Let's see. Hello, Sandra from Demons Ferry. Good to see you. Hello, Lynn. Good to see you again. Hello, Sylvia. Awesome to see you. And let's see. Patty wants to know, how can I do a reboot for the 14 pounds that she has gained this past year? You're at the right chat. This is the perfect chat. Hello, Sandy from Northeastern Kansas. We will get to that here shortly. And hello, Vicky from St. Louis. Bernice is all thumbs up. And yep, Patty is from Martinsburg, West Virginia. Awesome. Hello, Jennifer. Yep, I missed y'all last week too. A whole bunch. Missed y'all so much. So it was great to go to Disney, but I did miss everybody. And I did really miss having good Wi-Fi. Hello, Diane. If you're new with us and you're wondering why I'm saying hello to everybody and acting like I know people, some of these people have been here for over 200 chats. So we are up to 207. This is chat number 207. This is January the 17th. We've been doing this for a long time. But if you're wondering why I'm saying hi and hello, some of these ladies have been here almost 200 times. So for almost 200 of these chats, you can always go back and watch them later on YouTube. It's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. We do, hello Karen from East Tennessee, and hello Diana from Dallas, Texas, and hello Lisa. You can always watch them later on Facebook. That does post to Facebook later when we have good Wi-Fi. It doesn't get eaten like it did the week while we were at Disney. But that one's still there, but it's not great. But if you are brand new, so if you've never been here before, if you've never been with us live, so if you've been watching them later, hello Trish, if you've been watching this later, or you've never been here with us live, or you just never been here before, go ahead and let us know. So just say, hey, I'm new here, hi everybody. Hello Kathy from South Carolina. Just say, hey, I'm new, what's going on? Because we would love to welcome you. So all of us even those who are getting to go to their in-person workshops are really, really missing being with, with other people, with other like-minded, normal people. So we would love to welcome you. Let's see. Yep, Lisa's 12 pounds up. Hello, Sherry. We're going to talk about that because I'm up also. 2020 was not kind to me. And let's see. Okay, so we do have a little bit of WW news. Again, if you're brand new, let us know because we would love to welcome you. We do have a little bit of WW news. I'm slow tonight. Hello, Roberta. And I think I saw you earlier today. Oh, and Patty's new. And Patty's name is spelled P-A-T-Y. It's just one T and a Y. So everybody welcome Patty. Deborah is also new. So everybody welcome Deborah. It's D-E-B-O-R-A-H. Go ahead and welcome her. Sylvia is in Kingston, Ontario. That's so exciting. We love our Canadian friends. And Carol Lou says, love your hair tonight. Yeah, it's getting done again tomorrow because it's not quite what I had anticipated last time. But, it's okay. It's a work in progress. And hello, Sandy. But I do have some news. I do have some WW news. Y'all may or may not already know this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So since I missed a couple of weeks, we were traveling. Oh, wait, let's see. Hello, Linda from Rock Island. Good. She says we're coming in loud and clear. And Lisa's actually lost weight this week, so that is awesome. But some of these things will be repeat information to those of you who have been attending like you should. And for some of us, this is brand new. So this month, this is January 2021. Today's January the 17th. So this is news. Hello, Janice. So this is, and hello, Joyce. So this is news from WW for this month. First thing, WW now offers a month-long theme. So they kind of tried that out a little bit last year, but now they are offering a month-long theme. And then each week of that month is going to go along with that theme. So the good news is that you don't have to know the secret code to going back and getting the weekly from the week before. Normally, whatever the topic was for that, for that specific week, and remember, we're always a week behind because we're reviewing, the prior week. So you used to have to be able to go back and figure out what the code was to go back in. And hello, John from Homebase. You used to have to be able to go back in and figure out that code to go to last week. So the good news, and thank you, Marlene, the good news is that because they're doing this month-long theme and they are, and they're having something every week to kind of build on that theme, that you do not have to know the secret code to be able to go back in and get those old weeklies. The bad news is, and I'm super bummed about this. And when I figured it out, I messaged Mindy and I was like, hey, did I miss something? Ooh, and Linda's down 1.4 this week. Awesome. But I messaged Mindy and I was like, did I miss something while I was out? I can't get the weekly to print. The weekly is no longer printable in a PDF format. So the pretty little format that I normally hold up and say, hey, don't forget to print out your weekly, that doesn't exist anymore. So the good news is you don't have to hunt and hunt and hunt. You can go to the bottom of whatever that week's topic is, and it'll have hyperlinks for the previous topics for that month. So you don't have to go back and find it. But the bad news is it will no longer print as a PDF, and that kind of stinks. So I don't know. I'm weighing the good and the bad on that one. The next thing, if you're in East Tennessee, they are adding wellness check-ins here in Knoxville. So there is going to be a new wellness check-in on Monday afternoons, and that's going to be at the West Knoxville location. And hello, Kathy from Iowa. That's going to be at the West Knoxville location. So if you are here in East Tennessee, closer to Knoxville, they're going to add another meeting time. You can go to Connect. You can go to the, it's actually, and I wrote it down this time, it's the Kingston Pike. So when you go to Connect, you're going to have to go to your WW app, go to Connect, and then go to the Kingston Pike, West Knoxville, Tennessee group. And then you can find more information on those in-person wellness check-ins. And at this point, they're just wellness check-ins. They are not actual workshops. So you will not be able to stay for a workshop. But Gwen has her workshops on 2:30 on Sunday afternoons. And there are lots of others, to go to. But if you want to go to that 2:30 one on Sunday, that's the one that I go to, and it's 2:30 Eastern time, and you can be there with us. And you can also meet the fabulous Gwen, who is she was the inspiration for the group name If You Have an Egg. So you'll have to go back. You'll have to come meet her at the 2:30 meeting sometime. And the next thing is, they had me at bingo. You had me at bingo, WW. Imagine my excitement the first time that I got on the app as we were traveling back from Disney and realized that when you go to the Wellness Win section, that there is a new bingo game. Super pumped about that. So today I made a shopping list just so that I could check that spot off. So I could stamp that spot on my bingo card. Hello, Loretta. Just kidding. I didn't do it just to be able to stamp that off, but I kind of sort of did. Yeah. So I love bingo. The next thing is the virtual workshop coaches. So the choice of virtual workshop coaches has been expanded. And hello, Betty Ann. It's very good to be back. Has been expanded, and it's easier than ever to find a workshop coach that's for you. So if you type in like a relevant keyword like vegan or a new member or something like that, if you type that into the search bar, then I know Roberta I said I saw you. I did see you today at Wynn's meeting. I saw your name anyway. And hello, Stacy. But if you type in some kind of relevant topic like that, it should help you narrow down a coach so that you can find a coach that's going to be just for, it's going to be great for you. And to piggyback onto that, if you haven't found a virtual workshop yet, hello, Stacy. If you haven't found a virtual workshop yet that fits your schedule or that fits your needs, there are over 400 virtual workshops now that you can check out. And with many of the memberships, many of the forms of memberships, some of them get unlimited workshops. So you might want to check that out with your membership to see what you have, because that means you could go to as many of them as you wanted, as many times, different locations, whatever, that you wanted. So that is offered, for as many as you want or as many as you need, because some of us need more than one. And hello, Alicia. Okay. So because we weren't here for the last 2 weeks, I'm going to be a little generous with my virtual bravos. So who in the last 2 weeks got to sit your bottom in a little chair? Give me a thumbs up. If you are brand new, you're just going to go ahead and hit that little, I'll go ahead and do it. Hello, Tag. Yep. Oh, I didn't see you, Tag. What name was on there? Because I definitely did not see TAIG on our 2:30 meeting today. But you're going to go ahead and hit the little thumbs up like I just did. If you, at any point in the last 2 weeks, if you got to sit your bottom in a little chair at an in-person workshop, or if you attended a Zoom meeting, so if you attended a Zoom workshop or any other form of virtual workshop, go ahead and do a thumbs up. And Linda had her bum in a green chair. Man, I'm still so jealous. And I'm hoping that adding this extra wellness workshop in Knoxville, that's like one step closer to going back, in time. Christine, I knew it. I wrote that down because I kept going, Christine Cinta, Christine. I know her. I knew that was somebody that I knew. It was so good to see you today. Okay, so thumbs ups are for in-person workshop or and you'll have to remind me of that next week, Tag, if you come, or if you went to a Zoom meeting or a virtual workshop. So thumbs ups for that. And if you survived, if you stomached the horrible, horrific, it was awful internet reception 2 weeks ago for our live chat from Disney, or without Debbie, which was sad, made me so sad. Or if you went back and watched any of our chats in the last 2 weeks, then give me a heart. So for the new people, again, down here, it's a little heart. So I see some hearts going up. Yep, so give me some hearts for that. Yep, and Patty says thumbs up. She's new. Yep, I know Patty, P-A-T-Y. Everybody still welcome her. Okay, so lots of you all did both. A lot of y'all did both. So you either sat your bottom in a chair or attended a Zoom, or you did our horrific workshop last week live or watched it later. Okay, so here are your virtual Bravo stickers. WW, if you're brand new, WW used to give out Bravo stickers. We used to get these. They were really not special. They were just like plain little teeny tiny stickers that we got that we that we would get and we would put in our little books, because that's back in the day when we used to hand write everything in our little, in our little trackers. Oh, okay, and Patty doesn't know what I mean by sitting in a chair. So Patty's new, and she's asking what I mean by sitting in a chair. So I forget, again, even though I just asked who the new people were, I forget sometimes that you all are not all, like seasoned WWers and If You Have an Eggers. Hello, Barbara. It's good to see you today. So Patty, what I'm talking about is if you have an opportunity to go to an in-person workshop, so like here in Knoxville, we used to have, and someday again we will have in-person workshops. You didn't have to be, some areas you have to go, or some areas you can go to an actual physical meeting. And when I say sit your bottom in a chair, is go to the actual meeting and sit your bottom in the chair. So even if you're not Yeah, and Mindy says, all of a sudden they were special because they went away. That's exactly right, the little stickers. But they, but you can sit your bottom in a chair, even if you are virtual only. And hello, Michelle. Even if you're virtual only, so if you're online only, if you ever get an opportunity to go to an in-person workshop, I recommend doing that at least once. I recommend at least going and checking in once. But that's what I mean by sitting your bottom in a chair. But anyway, so here are your virtual Bravo stickers. We do have badges. Casey is working on, thank you. Kathy says, well, the audio is great tonight and the new camera clarity is amazing. So we will just continue to have the chats here at Casey Kitchen Center because we have 5G Wi-Fi. Yeah, so it only makes sense to have it here. So again, for those of you who are new, this is my work. We are at Casey Kitchen Center. Yeah, and we'll just keep coming here because the Wi-Fi is amazing. Okay, and because I don't take over our kitchen at home when we do the chats. Okay, so enough about that. Everybody gets a virtual Bravo sticker this week. Everybody. Because you're here. It's January 17th and you are here. So there are a whole lot of other things that we could be doing after a stink it up 2020, just trying to get back on our feet. Hopefully everybody is feeling the same way I am and you are ready to go. You're ready to get back in the game. If you're brand new, you're just ready to get in the game. If you are brand new, I have been a WW member for 25 years. I hit lifetime in 2014 and 2020 stunk it up for me. I'm definitely above goal. Hello, Rita. And we're going to talk way more about that in the second half. Again, if you're new, first 30 minutes, we talk about things that would be in a normal sit down. Hello, Deborah. We do things that would be in a normal sit down in-person workshop. And then in the second 30 minutes, we either do a recipe. Tonight, we're going to be talking about booty kicking gut cleansing foods is what we're going to be talking about. So the second half is usually more fun. The first half is a meeting. Okay. So normally in this spot in our discussion, we do a review of the prior week. But since I missed the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, we were at Disney. Again, I know a lot of y'all said, oh, it wasn't that bad. It was terrible. It was terrible. The Wi-Fi at Disney, we love Disney. Their Wi-Fi is terrible. Anyway, it was gut-wrenching. So, and then last week we were driving back. So normally this is the spot where we have a review of the previous week. But you know what? Because we were driving back and, thank y'all for the break, and everything. I decided to do a quick review of last year instead of last week. So 2020 for most of us was a pretty stinky year. I think we would all agree. 2020 took my mom. It took my father-in-law. It took my WW in-person workshop, and it tried to take my business. It left me sloppy. I mean, sloppy, like not much tracking, not much paying attention, a lot of big talk, but not a lot of putting my money where my mouth was. It also, quite honestly, it left me about 20 pounds over my goal. Now, my lifetime goal, I had been at or near goal for 6 years. 6 years. 6 years. And 2020 just, barfed that. But 2021 is here. And I'm mad. I know I don't look mad, but I'm mad. I'm mad that I let myself get sucked into the poor, pitiful meanness that came along with, pardon me, a crappy 12 months. I'm mad that my mom is probably in her heavenly garden right now saying, that's not what I taught you to do. That's not even close to what I taught you to do. So get up, dust yourself off, quit looking at everybody else and worrying about their doing, and you just be you, okay? So I know she's up there, fussing at me right now, and I don't mean in a bad way. Those were good pep talks. Those were great pep talks. And because you are here watching on January the 17th, 2021, or you're reading this later in January of 2021, it's because you've made a similar decision. So I don't know if you're mad. I don't know if you're upset. I don't know if you're just happy to be getting started. I don't know where you're at right now, but you have made a similar decision to the one that I have. So you be you, I'll be me. Let's be us. Okay, let's forget 2020. It is in the rearview mirror. It's gone. It's done. There is nothing any of us can do to change it. Okay, it's gone. So we're gonna get Casey to do a special Bravo badge, but just because we made it. Okay, just because, dang it, we made it. So she's gonna do a special Bravo badge just for that. This week's topic, we're gonna talk a lot about how I'm gonna restart in 2021, but for the next few minutes, though, we're going to talk about this week's topic. So remember, this is, and Lisa, you're exactly right. Lisa, you're so close to making me tear up, and I don't cry over anything, but Lisa said she is drinking a Dr. Pepper and cheering you on. I had not thought about Dr. Peppers in a long time, so I'm just going to take a moment and realize that she probably is. Okay, anyway, this week's topic, thanks, Lisa. This last week's topic is be intentional. So it is to be intentional. So according to Merriam-Webster, and if you don't know what Merriam-Webster is, you're not as old as we are. Okay, I'm showing my age right now by talking about this. So according to Merriam-Webster, intentional, the word intentional is an adjective, and the definition is done by intention or design. It's intended. It's an intentional, it was intended, and it's of or relating to, and I'm not going to say this correctly. Epistemological intention. I know I just butchered that. Or having external reference. So when we talk about things being intentional, so when you do something intentionally, so when you do something with intention, and Lisa, that is okay. You didn't make me sad. You made me happy because, she did love her Dr. Peppers. But to be intentional or to have intention, to be intentional, you have to have intention. So I know you're thinking, Kelly, you're talking in circles. You've gotten distracted and you're talking in circles. I'm not really. Just listen for a second. So last week, and Mindy pointed this out to me. Last week, I was intentionally present. It'll make sense in a second. I was intentionally present in Alyssa's world. And if you're new, Alyssa is our 3-year-old granddaughter. And the John that everybody was saying hi to is my husband. But I was intentionally present in Alyssa's world almost every waking moment of our Disney trip last week. And she was with me except for one bathroom break a day. I'm serious. Except for one bathroom break a day, she was with me 24 hours a day last week. But I was intentionally present, and that intention was predicated by 3 things. So to be intentional about something, it is predicated by 3 things. So the first thing was I recognize that I value something. So if you're intentional about something, you recognize that you value something. So in this instance, we'd had a crappy year this year. And this was the only time that Alyssa was going to be 3 years old at Disney. So I recognized the value of this being the only year that we'd had a terrible year, and that this would be the only time that Alyssa was going to be 3 at Disney. The next time we go, she'll be 4. The next time we go after that, she'll be 5. This is the only time she will be 3. Okay, does that make sense? The next thing, so I said there's 3 things that predicate that. This next thing is, I name what I want the outcome to be. So I wanted Alyssa to remember what was truly the best, and I say the best because she said that the whole time, the best about this trip, and not just the backside of my phone. There have been other trips, there have been other things that we've done where she literally is just looking at the backside of my phone, and she's old enough now that she says, Nona, you're done with your phone, and wants me to put it down. Okay. So I wanted her to remember what was the best about the trip and not just remember the backside of my phone. Okay. Then the third thing is you plan an action. So I planned an action for gaining the outcome that I wanted. But Weight Watchers WW likes for us to make that number 3, that plan of action for gaining the outcome to be, they call that a STAR goal. It's STAR, and STAR is, S is specific, T is truly doable, A is actionable, and R is relevant. And we have other chats that go over that if you need to go back and get a more in-depth study of STAR. But my plan of action for gaining that outcome was I decided I will let the Disney Memory Maker, so they've got Disney Memory Maker photographers everywhere. There's still a lot of them there, even though, some things are closed, and that's a whole other discussion. But there are still a lot of memory makers. So I decided I would let the Disney Memory Maker photographers and Casey take all of the pictures this trip, and I left my phone in my backpack probably 90% of the time. That means y'all didn't get a lot of Instagram updates. That means y'all didn't get very many Facebook updates. That means y'all didn't hear from me very much. But that was my decision to be, and I didn't realize I was being that intentional until Mindy pointed it out to me. But that's exactly what it was. So the star goals again. Oh, thank you, Mindy. Thank you, Mindy. She just posted it. So the star goals are, and I love, even though I hate that we can't really print, our weeklies anymore, I do love the graphic. I love the graphic that WW had for this week. So the WW that they had, the graphic that they had for this week, see how this one says on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday after lunch. So it says, so the star, the S is specific. So the specific is Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The T is truly doable. I'll take a 30-minute walk. The walk is actionable to prioritize I'm trying to read this from the backside, my health. And the R is relevant. So I love the star goal graphic for this week. So your homework for this week, and if you're brand new, we have homework every week. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. That's the wannabe teacher in me, and I really didn't ever want to be a teacher, but I've always taught something. But that's the wannabe teacher in me. You have homework every single week, and you're expected to do it. And I'm just kidding. And you're expected to tag me in it. So if you're on Instagram, you're going to tag me. You're just going to do at, the at symbol, because that tags you. So you're going to do at if you have an egg. If you are, if you're on Connect, it's at if you have an egg. If you are here on the Facebook page, this is a public Facebook page. It's at if you have an egg. If you are in our private group, in our closed group, it is at Kelly Green Milligan. If you are not in our private group, our closed group, and if you want to be, if you will just shout out here, during the chat, somebody will send you the link, or I'll grab the link for you after. But you do have to answer 3 questions to be let in. So this is January 2021. A whole lot of us had a stinkier year than normal. So a whole lot of people really, really need to get in this group, to be watching the YouTubes, to be talking to you all, to be talking to other normal people. A whole lot of us need some normal. Trust me, when you all talk, it's more for me than it is for you. Because I need, it's like pastors need to be pastored. They need somebody. They need somebody that can pastor to them. That's kind of the same thing. So if somebody could please get the link, or I'll do it later and share it for Patty and Sandra. They both want to join. You do have to answer the 3 questions. And even if you just say you saw us on the live chat, yes or no, whatever. But that way I know that you're an actual person, and that you want into the group, and you're not just a, weirdo. Okay. So, but your homework for this week though is, it's always going to have a hashtag with it. So, and I can't do my fingers like that because I get in trouble, because apparently that might be a gang sign or something if you do it with your fingers. But it's a hashtag, which is just the pound sign. So if you do hashtag be intentional, that is your homework for this week. And so what I want you to do is to choose one thing that you want to be intentional about in the next 3 to 6 months. And I want you to go through and do those 3 steps to recognize it. Recognize it, name it. Thank you, Carol Lou, for sharing that. Thank you very much. Recognizing it, naming it, and gaining that intention. So whatever you can do to do that. So that is your homework for this week. Go ahead and do it. I have just a couple of seconds. So I'll go back over that again. The 3 things I want you to do are recognize that the thing, figure out what it is, recognize that it has a value, specifically name what you want the outcome to be, and then make a plan of action. And the plan of action would be great if you could use one of the star goals. Thank you, Mindy. It can really, if you use the star goals, if you think about it that way, because I don't know, hello Dalton, I love acronyms, but I also simultaneously go, oh my gosh, those are so dorky. And I realize they're dorky even when I do them, but the star one, I don't know, it works. It actually works. And yes, Barbara, it is 8:30, so it is time for water. So again, new people, we take a quick break in the middle. Hello, Sandra. It was so good to see you today. And I hope that you are doing well. But we take a quick break in the middle, and I get some water. And if you all would like to also grab some water, that would be awesome. Let me find my next note. You can tell that it has been 2 weeks since I have done this. Oh, here we go. But we go ahead and grab some water, and I put on my apron, even though I'm not going to be cooking anything in the second half. Everybody grab some water, take a break. I've been talking constantly for 32 minutes now. Okay, and normally I put on the apron because we are cooking something. Tonight I am putting it on to designate the second half of the chat so that Casey will have she'll have a way to know when the second half starts. Okay, so new people, I am Kelly. This is called If You Have an Egg. IfYouHaveAnEgg.com is our blog. So if you want any recipes that I will probably randomly mention while we are talking tonight, those are all any recipes that I mention. If I don't say they're from somewhere else, then they are from IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I've been rattling off names. My husband's name is John. He is on here somewhere. He is at home watching this. Casey is our daughter. Her husband's name is Alan, and the granddaughter's name is Alyssa. And Jessica does all of the typing for our blog. So when you hear me randomly spout out these people's names, that's who I'm talking about. So Casey does all of our YouTube videos. I'm putting on the apron even though we are not cooking tonight. I'm putting it on so Casey knows where part 1 stops and part 2 starts. Okay, so this is part 2 of chat number 207, and that was titled Be Intentional. Hopefully everybody has had their sip of water. Take a quick break. Okay, so it's January the 17th. This is 2021. 2020 is gone. It is gone. It is history. It is in the books. Don't want to see it again. Don't want to see it again. Somebody had done a graphic visualizing it as a dumpster fire. That's about it. That's about how it was. Okay, but so during the first half of the chat, I said I may have mentioned that 2020 left me feeling sludgy. And I wasn't kidding. So I've been a lifetime WW member since 2014, and I had, okay, so I don't know why, but I lost y'all for just a second. I bragged too much on the internet. But anyway, so 2020, I don't know. It was awful. So it was a big pandemic party, pity party for me. I don't know about you all, but it was just a big pity party for me. So, I had way too many processed foods, way too much meat. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with meat, but for me, I try not to eat too much. I had way too much meat. I had not enough veggies, and I had way too much salt, a lot of salt, way too much salt. And both of my parents had, who have passed away now, had complications, both had health issues that were complicated by too much sodium. So you will find, if you're new, that's something that I try to avoid. I had way too much of it this year. So this week I am being intentional. So I'm already doing my homework for this week. I am being intentional. So you remember that word? Remember it from the first half of the chat? So I'm being intentional, and I created my own three steps for this being intentional. So the first thing is, I recognize, remember when you do your 3 things for being intentional, you have to recognize the value of it first. So I recognize that I value my tummy's voice when I'm getting off track. So I don't know about you, but my tummy talks to me. If I'm getting off track, it's gurgly, it's sluggish. I'm sorry, but we're going to talk a little bit about poop tonight. Anytime anybody doesn't feel good, especially if it's kids, my very first question, and I'm not a doctor, not a nurse, not a nutritionist, nothing else. This is just from my life experiences. If they don't feel good in that way, and especially kids, my first question would always be, when was the last time you pooped? So not pooping can do a lot of things. It can do a lot of things to you. So, so number 1, I value, Patty's exactly right. Number 1, I value that my tummy has a voice and it tries to tell me when I'm getting off track. Okay. Then number 2, I want to get my insides back in sync before I start working on my outsides again. So I mentioned that I'm about 20 pounds over goal weight right now. And so it would be super, super, super easy for me to go, oh my gosh, it's January, it's New Year's resolutions, whatever, I've got to get this weight off. Okay, this weight isn't going anywhere until I get my tummy back in order, okay? Until my digestive tract, until from here to here is back in order, the weight's not going to go anywhere, okay? So if I get this back on track, the rest of it will start to take care of itself. So I'm going to make, Bernice said she had an aunt that used to always ask that if she had a tummy ache. Seriously? And Jennifer's 8-year-old is giggling right now. Poop. I just said it again. Jennifer's child. I just said poop on TV. But the last thing is to make it, I will make a grocery list, which I've already done. I will make a grocery list and a menu for the week that limits sodium, get some good foods, some good for your gut foods back in me, and consequently, it will kickstart my weight loss plan for the next week. So I'm not spending this week trying to lose weight. So this is my first week back from, if y'all remember from the end of last year, we had Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday, New Year's, anniversary, Casey and Alan's anniversary, and then Disney. I mean, we had boom, 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 all that at the end of the world's crummiest year. I mean, right at the end of it. So this week, it would be really easy for me to get distracted on weight loss, but instead this week I'm focusing on my tummy and my gut and getting that back into order so that I can get prepped for next week. Because I'm telling you, the way my stomach feels right now, I'm not interested in eating anything that's going to help me lose weight. So I got to get my tummy back in order. Okay. As we do this, so as I work on, I've done my grocery list. So I'll post my grocery list later, or Jessica will post it when she posts the chat. But we will post the grocery list, and then as the week progresses, I'm going to try and make most of the meals on video. So since the Mevo's working now, and since we're back at Casey Kitchen Center, I'm going to try and do most of the meal prep by video so that y'all can see how I'm making it, not just the recipe. But I'm going to tell you some of my top detox foods, but they're also your top detox foods. So I asked you all earlier in the week what you all use to detox. So when you feel bloated, and I think who was it? Patty said she feels so bloated. So when you feel bloated, when you feel constipated, when your tummy's upset, when you just feel and sludgy, I asked some of y'all what your favorite detox foods were, and so here were a couple of them. Mindy really likes the WW Garden Veggie Soup. So it's it's basically a cabbage soup recipe, as well as she had a whole list of high fiber, high water content foods, and some good probiotics. But she also suggests starting the day with warm lemon water before breakfast in the mornings. So I actually took the time. 2 of y'all mentioned that. Actually, let me go to the second one, and then I'll circle back around to the lemon water. Loretta likes making a big jug of green tea, and she enjoys it with a squirt of lemon. Lainey also loves lemon in her water, and she heats it up in the morning to start her day. So I looked that up. And sadly, that is not the top thing that I put in my list here. But I looked that up. I looked up because I'd heard that before about the drinking warm lemon water, and I thought, what is that all about? Okay, so apparently drinking warm lemon water, hot lemon water, it's supposed to wake up your digestive system. Now, a lot of things I'm like, yeah. You need to check your sources. You need to find out, you need to find out, check it all. Check all your sources, especially right now because the news is crazy right now. But this is according to healthline.com. So healthline.com says that hot lemon water is supposed to wake up the digestive system. They also said that it lessens bloating, like it can help lessen bloating. And from some foods that cause that, apparently it can help your skin. It can help make your skin look better. It can, and it also helps control your desire for caffeine. And I think maybe part of that's because it's warm in the morning, when a lot of people are drinking coffee and things like that. And then it does help you get into a routine. When you start drinking a cup of lemon water every day before anything else, it can clear up cold symptoms. And let's see, apparently it's fairly good for you. It's fairly good for you. So we will be trying that this week. So that is definitely going on my list of foods and my list of menus this week. So thank you all for that one. Then Kathy is working on cutting out processed foods. I need to do that too. She's working on cutting out processed foods and starting her day every day with meditation to detox her brain before the day even begins. So when I was talking about detoxing for 2021, I know everybody was like me, and your brain immediately went to food. It immediately went to detoxing with food. I thought that was a great idea that Kathy had about detoxing her brain. So in the menu that I'm going to make for next week, I am going to suggest that for the menu that every day is started with 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. And if you have to get up, if you get up at 4:30, get up at 4:15. It's not 10 minutes is not going to, I know that's 15, but 10 minutes is not going to kill you. So, lock yourself in the bathroom if you got small kids, just tell them mommy's pooping. Tell them mommy watched Kelly's chat last week and now she's pooping and they have to stay out. And use that 10 minutes to either do a 10 minute, some kind of devotional, like Popcorn Karen got me a Disney devotional, so we'll be doing that. But do a 10 minute, either some kind of a devotional or do some kind of a meditation. And you can use the WW app. The Headspace on there right now has some 10 minute ones. So some 5 and 10 minute ones. So you don't have to do 30 minutes of meditation. 10 minutes will help to detox your brain. And I think she's really happy with how that's going. And then Karen is exploring the positive results of a daily dose of kefir. So, we're going to be looking at kefir here in just a little bit, but all of these were great ideas. So let's see how they incorporate, into my plan for the week. So this week I will be focusing specifically on gut-friendly foods, no added sodium, minimally processed and antioxidant-rich foods. And then once the week is complete, I'll post Jessica will post she'll post my grocery list with this chat. But then throughout the week, I'll be posting the daily, what I ate for that day so that y'all can follow along. But I'll post the full menu, and if it has recipes, I'll post those along. Most of the recipes should be coming from IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If I use a menu from from somewhere else, then I will cite it and let you, to make sure that you follow along with that. But let's look at what I got in my shopping cart this week, because we only have like 17 minutes left, and I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. So one of the things, kefir. Okay, Carol Lou says she's always pronounced it as kefir. Somebody help me, because y'all know I don't know how to pronounce stuff like that. Y'all had to teach me how to pronounce feta cheese. I'm from Tennessee, y'all. Teach me. So it's Kefir. Tell me how to do it. And yes, Sylvia, this will be on the private group. Yes, it will be. Okay. So Sandra says, have a banana. It takes potassium out of the system. It's kefir. Carol Lou says it's kefir. Okay. But Sandra says, have a banana. It takes potassium. Bananas are super good for you. Kefir. Okay, so I'm going to have to repronounce that. So kefir. Okay, we'll be exploring the daily benefits of kefir. Okay, so bananas. That's a good one. The bananas I will be pairing with, as a snack, and I've already lost it, I will be pairing that with some form of, I've got them planned on my menu as a snack, as just something, to be kind of in between meals. So bananas, the only time you would not want to eat bananas, if you're on dialysis. So I don't know if we have anybody that's on dialysis, but I know that was a no-no with my dad. So, but bananas, do add potassium. I avoided leg cramps while I was pregnant with Casey by eating a banana a day. So bananas are good for you. I'm going to be using some powdered almond butter. It's 93% less fat, so much better than peanut butter. But if you cut up the banana, put it in a Ziploc bag, kind of shake it. If you kind of shake it with this, it gets a nice coating on there, and it's really delicious. Now, it's not like eating peanut butter, but it's better than nothing. So that's going to be a good snack, and bananas are good for you. If you're having tummy troubles, I don't know if any of y'all had a pediatrician ever tell you this, but If you're having trouble in the opposite direction, so if you're not constipated, and if you're having trouble running too much to the bathroom, Casey's pediatrician always used to tell us to use the Brat diet, bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast, because the bananas would help your kind of poop consistency. Yeah, and I just said poop again. Another thing, fiber. You're going to want lots and lots and lots of fiber. Do not forget, if you're adding a lot of fiber to your diet, you also have to add an equal or greater amount of water. So any of these things that I say have a lot of fiber, please don't just eat them and then not add extra water, because the point is to bulk it up, make it get big, and make it get as big as it's going to get, because it's going to like scrape, for lack of a better term. And again, remember, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, not a nurse, don't even play one on TV, but it's going to bulk up and it's going to like kind of gently scrape all of your insides and clean off some of that extra stuff, because even when you do poop, and I just said poop again, so hopefully the 8-year-olds are still watching, but when you do poop, a lot of times you're not getting all that gunk that's kind of hanging around, you know what I mean? Because your intestines and the walls of, all of your innards, I don't know, over the years, and I'm 53, kind of tends to collect things. And if you don't kind of scrape the walls every once in a while, you need to do that to clean everything out. So lentils are a great way to do that. Lentils, if you're on purple, are 0 points. And I'll be putting the points for purple, green, blue, green, purple on everything that we do next, tomorrow or this coming week on, for the menus. But lentils lentils are a great one. I got fancy this week and I got green lentils and red lentils, and we're going to do something exciting. Loretta her intestines are very bad and she has an appointment with a surgeon. I'm very sorry you have an appointment with a surgeon. I'm going to be using this to try and keep mine scraped, really well. But I got fancy with these. We're going to attempt to cook lentils in a pressure cooker next week. So that's going to be another fun and exciting thing to stay tuned for. Let's see, leafy green vegetables. So things like kale and spinach, and I'm going to be using some chopped cabbage, and I went ahead and bought it already chopped, just because we just got back from Disney. I don't have a lot of time to do these preps. And no, I do not have any. So hold on. Who asked if we had, Rita said, you have recipes for lentils, don't know how to cook those. So Rita, that's going to come this coming week. So we're going to practice cooking them in a pressure cooker. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know how that goes. But leafy green vegetables is another good one. They're full of antioxidants. They're a good filler. Cabbage especially for me. And remember the cabbage soup that Mindy mentioned earlier in the chat. Leafy green vegetables are a great filler. They're good antioxidants. And no, Debbie, I did not get an Instant Pot. I will be using, where is it? The can cooker. So yeah, so I'm going to make it in the can cooker. But leafy green vegetables are great for that. So they're good for you. They're good for you. Lots of vitamins, antioxidants, and they help to, bulk and fill things up. Continue to fill things up. Okay, so we're going to be making that. We're going to be making a soup, a lentil soup in the in the pressure cooker. I got some celery, again, high water. This has got a high water content. And so anything that you can get in that has a high water content, you got to chew this a lot before you can swallow it. And again, it's just going to help to kind of flush things through your system. So I got some celery that's going to be going in I will be making the Waldorf salad recipe, later in the week. I also got for that apples. Apples are really good for your tummy. They're a great source of nutrients. Yeah, no, Tag. I know. That's why I'm excited about this pressure cooker recipe, because you cook them for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. But apples are also really good for you. High in fiber. They are delicious. Like I could eat apples every single day. I do eat them with the skin on. You're just gonna have to decide whether you eat them with the skin on or off. And if somebody could help Carol get to the closed group, that would be awesome. And Michelle, celery might be full of naturally occurring sodium, but it is not added sodium. What I'm talking about is no added sodium. So I'm not putting salt, and thank you, Carol Lou, for sharing that. So I'm not putting salt on anything. I'm not adding salt to anything. If it's naturally occurring with sodium, it's okay to have some. I'm just not adding table salt to anything. But apples are another good one. This is going to be going in the Waldorf salad. I can use this to make air fryer baked apples. The Waldorf salad and the air fryer baked apples recipes are already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But you can use that for both of those. So that's another good one. It's going to bulk you. It's going to bulk up. It's going to help. You know, it does have the good fiber. They're nutrient dense, and they are full of fiber. Then we have things like, so we talked about green tea. So earlier we talked about green tea. I did go ahead and get some green tea. I have got my jars, and let me see where they are, right there. So I've already got a couple of mason jars ready. What I'm planning on doing is doing refrigerator iced tea, because that's one thing that I'm guaranteed I can sip on at work. So it's super, super, super hard for me to get lunch at work, which I'm hoping this is going to take care of it. But I can sip on something, because even the most anxious countertop customer understands if I say, oh my gosh, I've been talking for 20 minutes straight, I've got to get a sip of something. So I'm planning on using my mason jars, and those are recycled mason jars, upcycled, repurposed mason jars from cold brew that we got from Pedal Java. That's another story. But I'm planning on doing that to make some cold brew green tea that I can sip on all day. I will tell you, when John worked at FedEx, and no, Sandra, I did not get caffeine free because I'll be drinking it during the day. So I'm going to use this in place of some of my other caffeine. But yes, green tea does come in caffeine free. So if you need to cut back, if caffeine's one of the things you need to cut back on, definitely get caffeine free. But when John worked at FedEx, he drank a gallon of green tea every day, which is a lot. I'm not going to be drinking a gallon. I'm going to try and drink a quart. He just went, I mean, the weight literally just like melted off of him. It melted off of him. Okay, and Patty says, what's that? I never heard of it. So she's talking about Waldorf salad. Waldorf salad has apples, and it has grapes, and it has celery, and it has non-fat plain Greek yogurt and some other recipes in it. So it's a good bulky thing to eat. It takes a long time to eat it because there's a lot of chewing involved. But anyway, that recipe is on. It's just a yummy, yummy, fresh tasting salad. And it is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Okay. Another thing that's great for your gut. Yeah, he did work at FedEx. Okay, I'm sorry. So Jennifer asked, how do you brew the cold tea? So I will try to do that as a recipe. It's so stinking easy. You're going to laugh. So you literally just put your tea bag or tea bags, however much tea you want to make, in your quart jar, or if you want to make more than a quart, you can put it in whatever size it is. Pour cold water on it, and sometimes I go ahead and put ice on it, and then you just leave it in the refrigerator for at least a couple of hours. I prefer to leave mine in there overnight, and I promise you, when you come back in the next morning, you have tea. And Sandra just says she freezes her grapes. So the grapes are going to be used in the Waldorf salad, but she's exactly right. You can freeze grapes, makes them last longer. The grapes, again, it's more, it's another thing that has a lot of, it has a lot of moisture in it. So you're just going to keep, really, you're going to be peeing a lot too. So now I just said pee. I said poop earlier like 5 times, and now I'm going to be talking about peeing. So peeing. You've got to pee and poop. You've got to get rid of this stuff. Okay. You've got to get it out of your system. So that's another good one for that. The next thing is, yogurt. So I prefer Greek non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Again, if you're on purple, this is 0 points. This is going to go in the Waldorf salad. I can use this to make smoothies. I can use this to just eat as yogurt. There are a lot of things that you can do with this. It's very high in protein. It's extremely good for your gut. So if your tummy's like mine and it's messed up, the probiotics that are in Greek yogurt are through the roof. I mean, absolutely through the roof. So yogurt is another good one, and it can be used in so many different things. That's definitely going to be on my menu. I did not get any sauerkraut yet this week. Sauerkraut is another one that's really good for your gut. Super good. It's super good at getting things back into alignment like they should be. Sauerkraut. Excuse me. So it's a naturally fermented food. So I mean, it's fermented, but it's not like, I've never tried kimchi, but it kind of, I don't know. I should just go ahead and try it. But it's a naturally fermented food, so it has like, it's got like microorganisms that work in your system, that work in your gut, and get everything kind of back in alignment. So it gets rid of the bad bacteria because it's putting in good bacteria, if that makes any sense. And then your gut, your intestines, whatever, it has like flora. I mean, somebody that actually knows how to explain this, please explain this, but it has like flora. Anyway, it helps promote that. So it gives that, something to grow on and to exist in. So that's another good one. Garlic, I went ahead and got, because I would love to do some, air fryer, roasted garlic, but this first few days, I don't have time for it, even though the air fryer is super fast. So I went ahead and bought, some already done squeeze garlic. So this is an acceptable substitute. I'm going to be using it in a soup that I'm going to be making, so it doesn't have to be fresh, garlic. This is totally an acceptable substitute. So I just get this at the grocery store, and everything that I'm talking about you should be able to find at a normal grocery store. So let's see. Whew. So that is garlic. Onions, the soup that I'm making is going to have onions and garlic in it, and onions are they're also high in they're high in prebiotics, so it helps to promote that good gut bacteria growth. So it helps to promote that. So the soup is going to have onions in it as well. Then back to the high fiber foods like the lentils that I'm going to use. Chia seeds are a good thing to put a little bit in, and kind of let them expand. But high fiber foods, so they're gonna help things move better through your body. It helps to avoid things like hemorrhoids and some other issues if you let yourself get too constipated. And it just helps with other digestive diseases, things like that. Other things like mushrooms, again, more fiber, more natural things, more earthy things, things that are unprocessed or minimally processed. So the shiitake mushrooms are going to be going in the soup that I keep talking about. The portobello mushroom caps, and these are portobellinis. I hadn't seen them called that, but these are going to be going in a roasted veggie recipe that I think is going to be done tomorrow. So those are also good for your gut. Oh no, I better hurry and talk. I do have a giant bag of lemons over here to get started on that. I've got strawberries, blueberries. Those are all good for you. I've got, I have nutritional yeast. Y'all know how I feel about nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast to add to everything because it is high in B vitamins. It's high in iron. It's got a lot of good for you things. I am doing, extra virgin olive oil in my Evo sprayer. And if you need an Evo sprayer, you can go to, oh wow, wait, Loretta's surgeon said to eat mushrooms. Awesome. So why did he say to eat mushrooms? Because I just think they're good for you and they taste yummy. But why did he specifically say to eat mushrooms? But I've got real extra virgin olive oil in here. If you don't know where to get an Evo sprayer, if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and go to recommendations, there's a link to go buy them on Amazon. We don't sell those, but to buy that on Amazon. We also got, everything. I went ahead and got a lot of things pre-cut up. So, they're pre-cut up and pre-done because, again, we just got back and I really, really was less worried about the money than I was about making this work. Okay. So I got a lot of things already pre-cut up and ready to go. I'm also going to be using turmeric in some stuff. We don't have time for all the, things that turmeric is good for, but it does help with bloating. It helps with a lot of ailments. My mom used this a lot. As you can tell, we're well, you can't see where it's down to. This giant, you do not have to get a giant container, a container this big of turmeric, okay? A little teeny tiny bit goes a long way, okay? A little bit goes a long way. But this is an excellent thing to add to things. This will be going into the soup that I'm talking about. And I know y'all are going, what's the soup? Just tell us what the soup is. Can't tell you what the soup is till it's time to make it. Just know that that's going in there. And then, because I have talked this until 9 o'clock, I do want to talk just a little bit about kefir. So am I saying that correctly? Okay, so kefir, let me find my information on that. Oh no. Oh well, okay, it's lost in here somewhere. But, so since kefir was mentioned yesterday or day before yesterday, I decided I'm gonna try this week. So this is one thing that I have never tried because my mom was vegan and this is not vegan. So I do tend to lean, I mean, I eat meat, don't get me wrong, but I do tend to lean a little bit towards the vegetarian vegan stuff when I'm, when I'm shopping like this. But because my mom was vegan, I never tried kefir because it's made from milk. So I went ahead and got some low fat today. We're going to be trying it. So we're going to be trying that this week because I want to find out what all the hoopty is about. But I'm planning on making some overnight oats with this, or maybe some smoothies or something like that. Okay, last thing. Seasonings, check your seasonings. If you don't already use a salt-free, sodium-free MSG seasoning, again, try Dax. We sell Dax spices at KC Kitchen Center. It's just kckitchencenter.com. Or you can go on to daxspices.com. You can go straight to their website. All of their spices are salt-free, sodium-free, and MSG-free. Get the salted stuff out of your pantry. The only thing I haven't found a substitute for is like garlic salt, because that's salt. But otherwise, these are going to be great. They're going to help you stay on track. So I'm super excited about starting all this stuff tomorrow. I know I just talked a million miles a minute. Again, Casey will get the YouTube video. She will get all of this video posted in 2 formats. It'll be the 1 hour video first, which is everything, and then the second half will just be this second half. It'll be posted in 2 different videos in case you've never watched us before on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And thank you, and Betty, yes, I only use Dax. Awesome. Then Jessica will work on getting this posted as a written chat if you need to print it out, and it will have my grocery list on there. Then as the week goes on, I'll be posting videos about the recipes as I'm making them. I'm extremely excited to find out, see how it works, whatever. What I'm making in the can cooker, it is just a pressure cooker, so you don't have to have anything special. Mine just happens to be a can cooker. But anyway, I'm super excited to get started. I'm ready to kick 2020 to the curb and move on with 2021, get my gut in gear. Again, I'm focusing on my gut this week because I can't even deal with trying to lose weight until I get from here to here worked out. So I've just, talk, but I'm so glad to be back. So happy to be here with you all again. I cannot wait to go back and read all of these comments because I glanced at them as they were going up. Sounds like you all had some really great ideas, and it sounds like you all are on board to get going with 2021 also. So y'all have a great week. If you're watching this later on YouTube, there's going to be another video that's going to pop up. I think it's up here, and Casey really needs to tell me if I'm pointing the right direction. But there's going to be another video point up right here. Just go ahead and watch it. There's 200 by now. There's 207 at least of them. Go ahead and watch that. If you have not subscribed on YouTube yet, come on. Seriously, just subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime to subscribe. That should be down here somewhere. And if you would like a super cool apron or any of our other t-shirts, those are on Spreadshirt, and it is right over there. So, y'all have a great week. Again, so happy to be back. Can't wait to get all this started, and can't wait to talk to you some more next week, especially about poop. Just kidding. We're not going to talk about poop next week. But y'all have a great week. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being patient while we were off last week. Love you guys, and I'm really looking forward to 2021 with you. So good night. Everybody have a great week. Good night.